Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call on the speakerfocus.com platform. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus. I'm here with the team from speakerfocus.com, here with co-founder Auston Troyer to answer any and all questions pertaining to growing your speaker business and getting your brand to new heights. Ladies and gentlemen, today is extremely important. And it is a pivotal day going into the shortest month of the year, which is February. This is the last day of January 2022. Can you believe it that the time has gone by so fast? And for all of those who had some fake ass New Year's resolutions, goals that you are not honoring, let's throw us all in that category. For all of those who wanted to start the year off with a bang, whether or not you were partying and you were hungover, or you just got in the mirror and told yourself with a lot of rough talk what you were going to do to set January on fire to get your speaker business off the ground, stay more engaged, do more assignments, what have you. Okay, let me tell you something. For those who don't understand that the train has already left the station, let me remind you, time waits for no one. And if you're going to do something about it to get your speaker goals to a whole nother level, it is important that you also understand that it's about maximizing your day. And I'd rather have a good half an hour worth of revenue generating activity than to be bullshitting for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day. This is not the kind of time that you should be on to grow your speaker brand in this calendar year. Think about the things you weren't able to accomplish last year. Think about the magnitude of distractions that popped up, stopping you from growing your speaker brand. But you have breath in your body and you have the opportunity to do more and be more. As I'm waiting for the first hand to go up, I see Rafa Escobar, his hand just went up. As I'm waiting for the room to fill up a little bit more, let me remind you that this is 24-hour accessibility through your smartphone, desktop, laptop, or your tablet. You can stop and start the online learning experience whenever you like. This is a self-paced coaching program. You can pick up right where you left off. There is a green light indicator that will tell you what videos you already looked at. But let's do this. What about my homework assignments? What about taking action? You will receive detailed audio, video, voice, text, and email feedback after every single module. Me and Austin and the team at Speaker Focus, we are literally the barrier to entry before you show your new upgraded speaker business to the meeting planner before you start doing outreach. We will check and approve every single word of your marketing language, check your sales tools, make sure your sales funnel is constructed properly. You can always show up on the Q&A calls. And you can ask questions live to the people running the multi-million-dollar sales funnel. You can't do that on any other platform. Take advantage. You can also submit support tickets if you forgot. Every single day, you can ask questions if you like. We typically respond to the support tickets in real time or within 24 to 48 hours. So what's your problem? This is a 6-week training program, but we do offer lifetime access, lifetime membership benefits, and lifetime support. So as your speaker business grows, guess who's there? Old faithful, speakerfocus.com, helping you every single step of the way without paying another fee and doubling back. It's nothing on the planet Earth like it. It's never been done before. The only way we can make it happen is because of students like you. Now we do our part. We're respectfully asking you to do yours. First hand I saw up was Rafa Escobar. Rafa, talk to him, bro. What is your January look like for you so far? What have you gotten done on the last day of the new year going into February, the shortest month? Brother, talk to me.
Man, well, thanks, KTR. What I got done this month was something I had been fearing for literally 6 years. I stepped on it into my website. I got down and I really did a lot of hard research. I spent time learning who it was I was going to communicate with and how I wanted to do it. And I spent time learning, man, and it culminated in me creating the script for a 30-minute video, getting a lot of intel and knowledge, and just feeling really good about where I'm at.
Good.
And I came into the year kind of like what you described, wanting to tear it up, wanting to go all out. And what I realized is that, especially after what you just spoke, is that I need to be a little more efficient and a little more intentional with my time. And I think that'll be my goal for February, because I want to get this website live, and I'm trying to get to this market by like next week.
Yeah.
And I know it's totally within reach, so thank you, man. And I'm here to ask you a couple questions now, if that's cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All is, brother. Talk to me.
All right, cool, man. Here goes the first one. In terms of the training video script, right? I would like to pick your brain a little bit and get to know more of your methodology when recording these things. And specifically, I've never recorded a 30-minute video straight. So I'm curious, like, when you did it, did you just read through the script for 30 minutes? Did you break it down in sections? Kind of, what's your MO when you step into recording something of that length?
Okay, no problem. That's a great question. And it's important that you keep it simple. So what I did was, there's an old school way to do it where you can record the audio in sections, and then you can drop the audio in a timeline on like Final Cut Pro or Vegas Video or whatever editing software that you have, and you can match the audio with the slides. That's the old school way to do it. What I would recommend, so you don't have to do that, is if you don't have a Zoom account, get one, and then go in. You can do a share screen, or you can do present when you go into presentation mode, and then it'll put your video box to the upper right hand corner or wherever you like it on the screen. Really doesn't matter. Or you can not do video at all. What's important to remember is the audio. Now, Rafa, what this does is it gives you a huge advantage, because you don't have to match up the audio with the slides and drop it into a timeline, which requires editing skills. What I would do to make it real simple, open up Zoom, get your slide presentation together, and then open up the slide and start presenting from there. You know what it does too is it gives you flexibility, because you can go at your own pace. Right. So that's what I would recommend that you do, because again, all that matching up the slides and you got to have editing skills, and that requires more time. The way to get it done in one take, literally, is open up your presentation. You can do it in PowerPoint or Google Slides, and then start talking immediately. Hey, this is the name of the presentation, and then jump into the script. Your script looked amazing, so you need to just recite the script. Now you need to get some slides, and then you could just walk your way through it. And if you don't want people to see you, that's fine. That's not important. What's important is you have the proper presentation and the right tonality and voice where you are presenting. You want to sound authentic. You want to sound warm. Rafa, listen, bro, all you got to do is just be yourself, and you'll cut it just fine. Remember, lower tonalities of voice make more of a connection, and that's where you're going to get your authenticity from. You don't want to make it sound like a hype video. You want it to come off authentic and a nice, even flow. In order to do that, stick to the plan. Now, I know you had the script done. Do you have your slides designed yet?
No, that's the next step. I haven't designed them yet. Okay,
so did I send you the template for the slides?
No, you just sent me for the script and then for the client avatar.
Okay, well, ask and you shall receive, brother. This is the extra bonuses that come along with doing business. You want to know what a multi-million-dollar sales funnel looks like, and multi-million-dollar sales script, client avatar, and all the slides that match with it? Fine, bro, I'll send it to you.
Man, I'm telling you, KTR, the level, and I'm gonna double back and just, before I give you the praise, because I have to, bro. You're just on a whole nother level. But what you said was, go in, do the slide presentation on Zoom. I can then do a slide share, and I'll have the option to either let myself be seen or not, but it'll provide the flexibility to just speak as I go and give me the freedom so I can just knock that out within 30 minutes. And now I'll just simply send you a support ticket, and then you can send me the template for the slides so I can just fill in the script, right?
Exactly.
Perfect, man. And
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, like this is the kind of, for whoever's listening, and this is recorded, like this type of generosity just isn't seen anywhere. You know what I mean? For you to open up what I think is your tools, and what I would consider your secrets, and the way you do things is just truly speaks volumes about this business and your character, bro. And it's changed my life. Every moment I'm on the phone with you. So thank you so much, because now that gives me the confidence to step into this slideshow the way I should and get this training done. So thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly. And you know what, Rafa? Exactly, bro. And you're more than welcome. And remember, don't overthink it. Just, I mean, what gets in people's way is that they want it to be perfect. When I sat down and recorded my presentation for our sales funnel, and anytime I go into it, I just wanted to make sure that I presented the right kind of information. Don't focus on always getting ready to blow up and make money and all that kind of stuff. If you do it right, it's going to make money. Think about solving a problem. See, your script did that. That's why when I looked at it and you followed the formula, your script solved a specific problem. And that's what you want to do. And the rest will take care of itself. So this is what you do. Do the same thing I did when I dropped the first sales funnel years ago. I sent it to Austin and I let him approve it. It took look, I sent him 3 different versions. He said, "Hey, bro, I like the version. Do me a favor, just adjust your voice a little bit." I sent him another one. He gave me a little bit of feedback. Within minutes, literally, I sent him the 3rd one. He said, "That's what he was all excited." He was like, "Bro, that's it. That's it right there. I need I need you. That's the tone of voice I need. I need it. Do you see that flow, that's pace, that's what I need right there." And I had it in my mind and I dropped it, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll be honest. That's one of the things that brought me to you, is I've never heard anyone present in such an articulate yet so real way. You know what I mean? Where I was like, oh, this guy's a professional, but he's also a real person. And he's giving me every ounce of it. So when I saw that, I think that's what you're telling me to put in there. And that's what I'll go ahead and insert in there, because I don't want to overthink it. I just want to do it. You know what I mean?
Sir.
And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it needs to be the best advice that I would have to anybody that is producing content is it has to come from a real place. And only you can speak your truth. Your path is different from mine. And you just have to speak from that real place. And when you do it, it just connects with people so well, and you can do it effortlessly. Remember, Rafa, you are an absolute specialist, subject matter expert, leading authority, and trusted advisor at being Rafael Escobar. And nobody else can do it like you. Remember that.
I appreciate that. I want to ask you one last thing, because I feel like I'm still kind of missing this on the video script.
Okay?
Part of me felt like I wasn't delivering enough value. And when I say that, I mean, like, I don't know really how much to give. I'm like, do I give them the whole program? You know what I mean? Like, how much is too much and how much is not enough? And this is part of my thinking process and where I get stuck. So maybe you could just help me out there. I'm like, did I deliver enough value for someone to be like, oh yeah, like, I would.
Yeah, we don't do maybes and counters on speakerfocus.com. I'm absolutely going to help you. And I understand your dilemma. And that's a great question to propose. So other students, please pay attention. So I remember years ago when, I believe in over delivering, and I do so more than anybody else in our space. And I do it because that's just how I am. I believe in giving people their money's worth, and you must be willing to give more and describe things in detail in order for them to see the value. So I would get emails, or I would get direct messages through Facebook. "Oh man, you're giving away too much information. You should be charging for that." You should be giving away more free information than anybody else in your space. That's your responsibility. So if you look at the people that really understand how to do this from a psychological standpoint, one of the great examples is Frank Kern. He has something called intent-based branding, where you end up giving away free information, and you see them across, they see your ad across multiple platforms. You may not catch their attention on Instagram, but then you'll catch it on Facebook. You may not catch it on Facebook, but you'll catch it on YouTube. And Gary Vee is exceptionally skilled at doing this as well. What they do is they have the same messaging crafted a little bit differently, and they catch you at a different time on a different platform, and they present it to you. It's the same information, but they kind of present it to you in a different way, but it's saying the same thing. And what happens is you feel almost obligated because this person has been giving you so much free information. Look at the information they give away on the ad. Look at the information as you go to their social media. You're consuming their content. It's literally like taking mini seminars, mini webinars every time you consume their content. So by the time they do a call to action, they hit you with an email blast and they catch you on the day where every time they share information with you, Rafa, it is something that you need. Not some bullshit they're trying to scam you, but the people that know how to do this at a high level, like me and Auston and speakerfocus.com and many others, you say, you know what? I feel like I know that guy now. I have a relationship. It's building relationship through content. So the better you manage your content, or the more you know how to manage your content, I should say, it puts you in position when they're ready to make a purchasing decision. They think about you because you've created top of mind awareness through producing strong content. So why wouldn't you talking about giving away too much? Bro, you can never give away too much.
Yeah.
And they don't know it at the level that you do. That's why they have to come back to the coach, the consultant, or the speaker and hire them so they can know exactly how it's done.
That was it right there. That was the key. Oh man, I'm telling you, because you get into this mindset where you kind of almost try to protect that information and until someone gives you some money for it. You know what I mean?
Stop being selfish. That's the old way to think about it. That's how motivational, inspirational speakers think. You're not giving away any value. Let me tell you something. I talk authentically to people every single day, and I'm willing to give them as much as required for the time that they have my attention. I can't give it all to you in a half an hour on a strategy call. This is the reason why you have to take the coaching program, because you cannot learn this business without higher level mentorship. I couldn't do it. At one point when I was in my early 20s, I thought I could. I was still in motivational or inspirational speaking mode. Ego got in the way. Man, I'm not paying anybody for coaching, man. That's too much money. It's a mindset, bro. You start bitching and complaining about what you don't want to pay for, and then you spend years suffering in that kind of ridiculousness, and it cost you. Because I should have given up the money a long time ago, earlier in my career. I could have saved myself a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and aggravation and frustration. But I tell you what, some of us have to learn the hard way, Rafa, but it's not necessary. See, if you get the right kind of mentorship and you follow the blueprint and you just do what's required, then eventually you will learn. But do not hold back from people when you have their attention for that 15-minute strategy call, for that half an hour strategy call. While you're producing content, all they're going to do is thank you. And all they're going to say is, man, every time I consume Rafa's content, he always has some great things to share. But Rafa, they cannot understand the entirety of the game unless they hire you to learn it.
Right. And that can only come from delivering maximum value at every point that you get in contact with them. And if you're trying to reserve, like, why would they even... They're not even going to come to you. You're not creating that need because you're not giving them enough. They don't even know you.
Yeah, bro. Let me explain something to you. This is something that, Auston shares such valuable information with me, and a lot of people are, taking higher level coaching like us. And he sent me something one time that it was somebody in our mastermind group, and they shared how most people, they actually accept a 20% chargeback rate. It's like in the coaching industry, that's considered a standard. It's not supposed to be a standard. You know why they're accepting 20% chargeback rates? Because their program is some bullshit.
What does that mean? What's a chargeback rate? A
chargeback rate, in other words, if your coaching program is doing $100K a month, you're giving back $20,000 in returns. You're giving refunds to people. Bro, we do a refund every blue moon. We may have a a small refund because somebody got sick. I remember I had to refund a lady $1,000. She was getting ready to go into chemo, and she just said the timing was wrong. She found out she had cancer, and I gave her money back. But we never do refunds because we don't deliver ever. It just doesn't happen. You know why it doesn't exist? Because we over deliver more than anybody in our space. We don't have a business model that has to do that. Thank God we don't have to suffer losses like that every single month. Refunds, if your program is good, you should be doing a refund every once in a while. Obviously, you want to accommodate somebody if they're not happy, but it's not. It shouldn't be at 20%. So what that means is your program is horrible because you don't want to take the time to really build something that's going to be sustainable. Because when you do it the right way, and believe me, this is one of the reasons why, you know, me and Austin, we're different. But when it comes to servicing the customer, we're exactly the same. All we care about is getting results. And I don't know which one of us takes it more serious. But when you start talking about curriculum and delivering service to our clients and keeping them happy, believe me, brother, it's not easy. But when you have the right formula put together, it allows you to have a sustainable business model, a predictable and consistent way of generating a massive amount of revenue every single month. But you got to do it the right way. Most people do it the wrong way. That's why they're charging back 20%. That's considered acceptable in the coaching. It's unacceptable with us. You don't have to do that when you produce strong content. In closing, Rafa, I'm going to tell you this, bro. You better be figuring out a way to give away more information than anybody else in your space and forget about I'm giving away too much. It's no such thing. That's like saying I have too much organization or I have too much money in the bank. You can never have enough of either one of those. So do what you need to do and keep producing content, dropping videos left and right. Keep educating people about different things about your business. Give them parts of it. You can't give them the whole game in a 20-minute video.
Yeah. I appreciate you, KTR, because I needed that perspective shift in order to build this the right way, because understanding how to build it from the ground up in the right way will ensure that when I get there, I'm not one of those dudes taking that 20% charge back, because that's not what I'm in it for. You know what I mean? And now that I understand that delivering the value is at the utmost important, but not only that, to create the relationship and to really do this the right way, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm ready. And thank you for that. I'm going to take that energy and put it into my content. All right.
Yeah, brother. These people, because you're learning the game and doing things the right way, it's going to give you some market differentiation to separate you from every other run-of-the-mill fitness person in the space. Right. The market is very cluttered right now, Rafa. The ones that get to the top, like the Speaker Focus and Ubers and Lyft and Stripe and all the ones that go to the top, it's a reason why they do that. Remember that. Everybody else is just trying to be 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and beyond. But the ones who are at the top, there's a reason why they're at the top. And all of them place a great deal of emphasis on service first. Look at the business model, brother. We follow all the big dogs. Anybody who's big in the tech space, trust me, Austin got us doing whatever it is they're doing. You could bet your ass that that's exactly what we're doing. And if we're not, we're learning how to do
it. Bro, that's got me coming off the call feeling like a big dog. I appreciate you. I'm going to do with the big dog.
Well, that's who you got to learn. Who you think we learn from? If you learn from, listen, bro, eventually you can't be a pup barking from the porch. You got to come off the porch and start parading the fence with the big dogs, bro, protecting your space. And the only way to do that is to give away more than anybody else and do it better than everybody else. And there's a way to do it in your space. You just got to stay true to who you are. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to start seeing the difference and collect the data, Rafa, and keep improving, because no sales funnel or video or video sales letter or script that you write is ever perfect. You got to launch it, test it. You may have to tweak it. If you think we haven't made some upgrades along the way, bro, you're mistaken.
Right. That I got to kick that perfectionism to the curb, and it's going to come.
All you're doing is wasting time. You're wasting
Right.
time with perfectionism, bro. All it's gonna do, perfectionism equals procrastination.
100%.
Rafa, last thing I'll say to you, then I get to Alex. He has his hand up.
Yes, sir.
Watch this. Procrastination is the manifestation of wasted time. Stop overthinking stuff and employ some relaxed control, bro. You know what you're doing. Stick to what you know how to do. Send it to us for review, and let's move on.
Man, appreciate you, bro. Nothing but love. Thank you for this. I needed it. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Very welcome. Can't wait to see your next support ticket, man. Keep soaring, brother. All right.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Alex Bryant, talk to me, brother.
Hey, KTR. Talking about support tickets, I sent you a couple. So thank you so much for responding back to those.
Yes.
I guess my note would just be, I guess news for the community is that I will be stepping down from the Trevor Remain company. So yeah, but I just want to say everyone in this community has just been really awesome, and it's been a real privilege to work with you in Austin as well as other people in this community. I'm really grateful for that, and I can't wait to share. If you follow me on my social or my website, where I'll be going next.
Okay.
But I'll get you in. I told Trevor and Woody to get in contact with you, so I hope they respond to your email and jump you on you might have to send them like a Calendly link to jump on a call about the stuff. And then I sent you all the speaking leads and updates where we're at with those speaking companies and stuff like that. So
yeah, I definitely saw it. Saw it. And we Alex, you've been an absolute treasure on this platform, and we really enjoy working with you. It's not going to end, I can tell you that. And we are definitely going to keep up with your transition and your future endeavors, and we wish you nothing but the best. I know that whatever it is you do, that you're gonna continue to dominate, just like it is, because that's who you are.
Yeah. And then a lot of the stuff that you've shared, that's also been, that's kind of like what happened. There was people watching me in the behind the scenes, and they were like, oh, we need to chat with this guy, and and made me like reevaluate and what you're talking about towards the end of the year, and think about that kind of stuff. So I totally do it. And then I guess a couple of wins, because this community needs encouragement all the time, is to continue to do it. Trevor had an article that was just released. I'll share that with you as well, with Very Well. And it also aligns with his speaking programs. And then he'll be on Mind Valley next month, which I'm super excited about, and he's excited about too. So
that is a big win. That's a big win.
So again, continue to do it. A lot of work, a lot of back and forth, but I think one thing that KTR talks about is like making sure you get to the no or get to the yes, and then get a follow-up with a date confirmed. That really shifted things very quickly. So
absolutely. Well, one thing about it, Alex, is you've always represented what teamwork is all about in this industry, whether or not that's working with the graphic designer or the videographer, all the people that do the editing and all the infrastructure work. And you've been a vital part of helping Trevor build his brand. It was already great before he came aboard our coaching program. He already had a lot of success. But what that tells you is that the taste for more is an inevitable feeling. And anybody who has success is very demanding. It's very greedy. It requires more and more. And if you want more, you have to give more. And it doesn't matter what you've accomplished already. Look at you. You work with Oprah, you work with Trevor Romain Company, and you're on to other things. See, you cannot contain talent. And people are always going to want to be around talented individuals who understand branding and marketing. So we wish, we wish you nothing but the best. I don't consider this as a loss, because you're still in our network, and we've taken time to build our relationship. and you can continue to be supported by us in whatever it is that you do. And I'm sure we're going to reconnect on something later down the line. I'm looking forward to your next chapter.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And thanks for all the love, everybody. I really appreciate it. It's really, learning about the speaking business and learning how everyone's, on the same journey, no matter the stages. It's just really cool that we're all growing together. So I appreciate that.
You're very welcome, Alex.
All right.
Anything else you want to share or any other questions?
No, just I think you have. Do you have my? Well, you're connected with me on other platforms, so we can stay connected there as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll follow up with you as soon as I go to your social and check out what your new endeavor is about, because I hadn't seen it, but I'll definitely go there, check it out, and I'll follow up with you real soon. You let us know if we can help you out with anything. You're always going to be part of the family, and we really appreciate all of your invaluable input that you've given, any support that you've helped with other students on our platform, and all of the successes that you share from using our system and growing through the Trevor Romain brand. And again, just keep soaring, Alex. We love you much, man.
The love's right back at you and everybody else. Right. Thank you.
Absolutely. This is what networking is really all about, ladies and gentlemen. My longtime attorney, Ward White, lead counsel to 4-time Grammy Award winning Erykah Badu, and a dear friend of my family. He's like a brother to me. Ward says, you're nothing without your relationships. And I tell you right now, I don't give a damn about the fake relationships that you have, because they ain't doing nothing for you anyway. I'm talking about the ones who've been there from the beginning, the ones that add value, the ones who, when you get them involved in a project, they break their back like it's like they're doing it for themselves. Like they take pride in helping you like it's their own. And when you have people like that work hard for you, and they're continuing to build and prosper, and I see that in many of you when I'm in the strategy call with you, I already know you're going to blow up and do bigger things, just like Alex is doing right now. And I'm only able to see these things because, this is what happens when you cross the 50 mark. You start gaining wisdom. It starts pouring out of every orifice of your body. I literally can see around corners. I know what I see. I know how to evaluate talent. I know what people are. I know who they are and who they aren't. And a lot of you are extremely talented, and you are going to go on to do bigger things. We are thrilled that we get the opportunity to even work with you. And this is real. This is the stuff that keeps us humble. One thing I realized, when it comes to the grand scheme of things, and when it comes to you measuring yourself against the universe, you are nothing but a small grain of sand. And if you allow yourself, you can be whisked away in the universe, and you can land anywhere in the world. And wherever you land, I guarantee you, it's somebody out there doing it bigger than you. And this is what keeps you humble. A simple grain of sand. And I understand where I fit in this universe. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about managing your relationships. And what happens is, when you do manage your relationship properly, now you have a lifelong association, and you're able to help each other later down the line. And you never know when a person is going to be in control of writing you a check or helping you do whatever. So continue to build relationships with those that matter most, and continue to keep working hard, because Alex is working hard. And guess what? He left the Trevor Romain brand in better shape than when he first came there, because Trevor's booking speaking engagements. He followed the system, and Alex works hard. So whatever he's going to do, obviously we're going to keep on supporting that. And that's what I would advise to all of you, is just keep building relationships and keep working hard, because you never know where you're going to land in this world. And if you just keep doing the work and not look for the fame and the glory, just keep serving people, and everything will take care of itself. Anita Yarborough, talk to me. How are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing today?
Oh, we're doing great. When I get news like that people are prospering and rising and moving on to bigger things because they realize they have a destiny to fulfill, it's not a loss. It's not a loss. It's a celebration, is what it is. Anita, how you feeling today? Talk to me.
I'm doing good. And speaking of destiny to fulfill, I remember you telling us a while ago, sometimes when you know you're meant for something, you're destined for something,
Yep.
you're met with chaos and tests and temptations.
Yes.
I know I had sent you a support ticket, but I don't have a question. I'm just saying, I just want y'all to bear with me.
Okay. Take your time. You had a challenge with your editor?
Yes, and not just that. I'm dealing with a situation with my child in the hospital, and finances, but I'm trying to fight through it, and all I just ask is pray. Just send your prayers out. That's all I just wanted to say.
No, listen. You were one of the first people to send me a private message when I was going through some stuff last year, when I was going through some family struggles with some sick family members, and I don't take any of that lightly. You know, we're family, and that's why we do what we do at speakerfocus.com. We all got to go through it. Watch this, the drama and the challenges and all of these transgressions eventually going to show up at all of our doorsteps. It's because that when you accept your assignment that this universe has given you, that's why all hell breaks loose. This is not happening by accident, because in life things happen and it's all in how you manage it. So if I can share anything with you to even make you feel a little bit better than you feel right now, it's that situations have to be managed the right way. And then you gotta, at the end of every day, you gotta empty your emotional trash can. Every day. Just, you can only take in but so much. Like I tell you, I deal with people every single day. So after 8 p.m., I just can't stand anybody. I don't even want to hear myself talk. So I'm looking for my massage chair every night. Do you know what I do in that massage chair? I put my Beats by Dre headphones on, and I put my sleep meditation music on, and I take a nap in my chair. I wind down before I go to sleep, because getting rest is important, especially when you're stressing, when you're grinding, when you're going through financial turmoil, or you're dealing with things that are above normal. And this is what I call the peak performance zone. Before you can perform at a high level, Anita, you must learn to manage stress and setbacks and deficiencies and limitations and suffer losses. And this shit hurts. And that's why they say only the strong survive. Now, I don't believe in you for no reason. You got to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling right now. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, hopefully the pain is eased just a little. But you always got our love and support, and from your fellow students that's on the platform.
And that's why I came back here.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I need to be here every Monday, and just coming here, I feel like I need this support because I want to get through it. And, it's like sometimes, your thoughts become, like you saying, you don't let your thoughts and stuff overwhelm you. And I'm just like, oh my God, because your thoughts can tap into your feelings and have you feeling miserable and like,
yes,
make you feel like you want to give up. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's like, I'm honestly, I am scared. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I got some anxiety, and I'm like, gosh, am I going to get through this? And
yeah, and that's okay.
I constantly pray, and I'm just like, okay, I think this is like some tests for me to get through, and I'm really just trying to see it through. But most of my work is not just finances; it's really, my daughter. Right now it's just my daughter. She's my youngest child, and and she's had to go through a lot. And I just want to.
Anita, control what you can control. Okay. And because see, it's easy for me to say, oh, I'm going to pray for you. And it's a lot of people in the chat saying that they're praying for you. They support you, you know, just take it one day at a time. That's the easy answer. But let me break it down for you from a psychological and spiritual standpoint, because you need to be able to get through this, and you will. But praying is about having faith in whoever you feel is a higher creator. You can call them the universe, God. There's a lot of names for source power, source energy. Now, that faith is something you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't hear it, but you can feel it. Now, I know you're a believer, and whatever you believe in, that is all you got to hold on to right now. And you literally got to fight for your life. Control what you can control. The rest is out of your hands. If you can do something with your daughter and you can help her, genuinely help her, and facilitate help and love, do that. But anything that's out of the norm, anything you can't do, then you can't put that stress on you, because you got a lot on you right now. The first thing I tell you to do is simplify. You always going to have my love, prayers, respect, support. That's just a given. But in the faith and belief and praying, that's one part of it. But let me tell you the real part of it. Whatever you're thinking in your mind, your thoughts dictate your emotions. Your emotions dictate your actions. So if you feel like shit, that's because you're thinking like shit. If you feel horrible, that means you got a horrible thought running through your mind. Now, with that being said, you got to allow yourself to feel what you feel. That's the first line. It's easy for somebody that's not going through the shit that you're going through to say to you, oh, come on, Anita, keep your head up. Come on, you could get through it. Stop crying. Don't be afraid. That's bullshit. If you're afraid, feel that way. But watch this. The next step is developing some courage and move forward anyway, despite you being afraid. I never had more anxiety. The last time I felt anxiety in the last 2 years was when my dad passed away in 2010. And I had a severe depression. It came out of nowhere. I will never allow myself to get in a mental space like that ever again in my life. And you know what I did? I had to attack the depression instead of letting the depression attack me. Because I was so stressed, Anita, I developed a gastrointestinal disorder called GERD. I had a severe cough. I could not stop coughing. I had to sleep sitting upright. That's how stressed I was. It just literally took me over physically. I didn't know what to deal with it. The doctor misdiagnosed me twice. But I'm telling you right now, stress is a silent killer. You deal with it or it's going to deal with you. So first line, I'm afraid. Okay, no problem. I dealt with that. I can acknowledge it. I respect it. I'm not looking down upon you because you feel that way right now. Because I wake up every single day and some shit that Austin sends me sometimes scares the living daylights out of me. And that's just being real. But you know what I say to myself? I got a responsibility. I got a family. I got business partners. I have people that rely on me every Monday, every single day. I got to show up. Now, if I don't show up, what's the alternative, Anita?
You don't get paid.
And I let a whole lot of people down. Fuck the money. I let a whole lot of people down. I'm here to serve. And let me tell you something about service. It doesn't matter what we do professionally, all of us. We are all responsible for serving other people every single day. So work through the emotion. Keep the faith. Keep the belief. Feel that belief. But you got to get up every single day and attack. Attack your goals, attack your problems, attack your challenges. Remember, last but not least, Anita, money operates on a higher vibrational frequency. Money is situational. Today, you may not have it, but tomorrow you will. You're a survivor and a fighter. You were struggling when you first joined the coaching program. You paid in full with your coaching program. You figured that out, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're going to figure out everything you're going through right now. Simplify, and wake up, get some rest, and don't take on more than you're capable of.
You know, that
I hope
made
that
me feel a little more better. And Speaker Focus family, thank you for the kind words. For some, see, I knew this would be a blessing, but just continue to just be patient with me. I'm going to fight to work on this.
You listen, what I always tell the students is when you're going through stuff, we're going to postpone whatever we need to postpone indefinitely until you are emotionally up to moving forward. I love the fact that you still participate in the Q&As. If your graphic designer lets you down or your editor lets you down, find another one. Just keep moving forward. Just don't give up. If all you can do is 5 or 10 minutes here and there, then do the 5 or 10 minutes, because not doing anything is not getting us closer to our goal. That being said, I do understand, and we will patiently wait until you get the video, the editor that you need, and we will pick up right where we left off. This is the beautiful part about falling off the wagon. We all fall off the wagon. Just stay focused, Anita, and I'll be checking in on your emotional well-being in the near future, okay?
All right. Thank you.
I love you. You be well.
Thank you. Love you all too. Thanks, KTR.
Talk
Love
to
you the most.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Anything we could do for you, let us know.
Thank
you. Okay. If anybody has any more questions, I'm going to do a last call for questions. Okay. Okay. Oh, they're coming in now. I love it when I do last final call for questions. Ha ha. Lisa Almond Baldwin, talk to me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I do hear you.
You crack me up. You know that? And Anita, hang in there, girl, because like everyone's saying in the chat, this is going to be your testimony on the other side. So
think it's not?
Right. We already got testimonies from before, but we forget when the new shit hits the fan that we already came for some shit before. So.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate everybody's support too, and you as well, Lisa. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I missed last week. I'll watch it over because I was traveling, and then I logged in a little bit late tonight because I'm still traveling. But I'm still doing my weekly e-newsletter. Still doing my LinkedIn every day, except last week I was on vacation last week, so I didn't get it to any last week, but still doing videos and still pretty slow. It's not non-existent, but still pretty slow on hearing back from people and booking strategy calls. So I guess I just kind of wanted to see what tweaks maybe I could make. As far as the let me skip back 1 minute. What Austin told me last time about when you contact them first on LinkedIn, and sometimes they don't check LinkedIn, and then go ahead and email them. Once I'm able to get their email address, email them individually, personally. I've been doing a lot of that, and have had a few people responding, but not much. But I just basically want to see what it just seems like Christmas time. I figured it would be kind of slow because people start traveling and the business is closed for the holidays and all that. But it just seems like response is still pretty slow. So I didn't know if and I know you're testing the market each time, but I just kind of wanted to see some other tips I can do to encourage more activity.
Okay, let me get Austin in here real quick, because Austin is real good about helping me understand sometimes shifting gears, or sometimes you just hit a dead spot, and that's just the way it works. And patience is easy. Again, it's easy to say have patience, but I'm gonna get Austin in here so he can help you out with some other tips to try to get this thing jump started for you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Lisa, what I would recommend is testing new
Troy,
variation.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Troy. Hold on. I'm sorry. Your earpiece. Something's going on with your audio again, bro.
Right. It sounds like he's Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yes,
Can
that's
you hear
clear
me?
now. Whatever you just. Yes, that's it right there.
Okay, yeah. So what I would recommend is tracking your reply rate. Do you know what your reply rate is right now on your outreach?
How would I track that?
So you're taking the total amount of people you've outreached to and getting the count of people, of those people, how many of them replied to you.
Okay.
And to track it, you just essentially how many people are you adding to your CRM and how many are in the column or have made it to the column in your pipe drive replied. And what you can do once you get that reply rate is you want to shoot for 1 to 3%. If you're not in that range, that means something's broken on your outreach copy. It's not resonating. And what I would
Okay.
recommend doing is start tracking that. And you can do it, you can start tracking it backwards as well. But what you can do is you could start being more scientific with your outreach copy. You can say, okay, this version of my outreach copy has a 0.5% reply rate, and that's not good enough. And what you can do is you can create a new version and just put that into the marketplace and see what the reply rate of that one is. And you can keep experimenting. And so, yeah, the first step I would say is go figure out what your reply rate is and start tracking that every single day. And then essentially, once you have that reply rate, you can say, okay, if it's less than, 1%, then we need to relook at the copy and update it.
Okay. Okay. So am I tracking in Pipedrive, for example, if I look now at the column of how many people I've outreached to that, like on LinkedIn, that have not responded yet, and then go over to the column of people, I guess, who either said not interested or said, or booked a call or said they were interested, and you're saying do that overall and then track it every day for the number of people I reach out to every day?
Right. Yeah. So you're essentially every day you'll be tracking how many people you reached out to, how many responded, interested, and essentially, if you need to get that number, for the past, since you haven't been tracking it daily, then you would essentially go in your pipe drive, look at anyone that's responded interested, not the non-interested people. That
Right.
reply rate is only going to be interested replies. And so that would mean anyone that has been entered into your CRM as booking a call or, is being followed up with, all of those people are going to be included in the reply rate.
Okay. What's the time frame parameter for that? So in other words, I may have reached out to you, let's say on LinkedIn today, but you're not saying I need to conclude like tomorrow. I mean, what's the time frame for me to think about when you might respond to me? That week that you were talking about?
Yeah, so I would just track anyone that's replied, and anyone that's kind of in the group of people that have received an email. They can be included in the reply forever. So if they come and finally reply after a month, that's still included in the reply rate. Does that make sense?
I think so. Okay, can you say that again? Because I'm taking notes. Say that last part again, please.
Yeah. So if you've reached out to someone, it doesn't matter how long it takes them to reply, they're still included in the reply rate.
Okay. Okay, but you said something about the email, if they got the email.
Well, yeah. So once you're starting to send out different variations of the email, what you're going to want to do is track specifically how many people you've emailed with a specific email and how many have replied from that specific email, so that you can be, you can see the reply rate by email.
I see. Gotcha.
But if you
Okay.
want to keep it simple, you can essentially just keep in a spreadsheet. You'd have one column say, date, and you're going to have every single day as a date, as a row. And then the other columns would be number of people you've outreached to, and then the number of people that have replied interested for the day. And then that way you don't have to get all complex with how many people have replied by email. You could just essentially go day by day and look at the reply rate and start to look at, okay, I changed my email copy on this day. Is my reply rate starting to go up? That might be a more simplified approach to do it.
Okay, so where on the spreadsheet am I putting which email it was, so I know, like give it a
You can just
number?
make another column. Yeah, just make another column. It would say like,
Email A or
email
something like that.
version or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So the row will be the date, the email version, the number of people that I did the outreach to, and the number of people that replied that day.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So let's say that on February 3rd, somebody that I reached out to on February 1st replies. They go in the reply for that February 3rd row.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And so what it'll look like is, if you sent out 50 outreaches today and you had 5 reply interested today, then you could track both of those in those columns. And essentially, your reply rate for the day would be, 10%.
Okay. And then once I get going a little bit, if I can submit a support ticket and tell you what kind of my results are, and then you'll be able to help me.
Right.
there?
Yep.
Okay.
This will be a little bit better because then we have some metrics to work with instead of, kind of it being fuzzy.
Right.
When we could see exactly, how many you're sending out and then how many you're replying week by week. And then, on these Q&A next week, you can essentially, do a screen share, show your spreadsheet of how many people replied interested, and then we can start to create new variations of the email to test.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And if you want to send over your email copy now for us to take a look at, like your most up-to-date version, just shoot it over in support and we can provide some feedback.
Okay. All right. I will make a note about that. Send over current. So that's just what I'm sending out on LinkedIn or in an email, not the email campaigns I'm sending, right?
Send it all. Send everything that you're sending to new prospects.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Austin. Lisa,
Yes.
this is the reason why you have to keep doing outreach.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why when you launch your campaign, you have to keep tweaking it and you got to collect the data. And until you learn how to work it on your own, that's the reason why you show up and you ask Austin these questions. See, this is the part where people, they don't want to deal with the fear of the technology.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something you can sit over there and guess of how it's supposed to be put together. You got to ask real specific questions. This is why we love it when you show up on the Q&A call, because your questions are outstanding. This is the reason why you cycle through this program and why you is good at it, because you're getting good and you're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
The more I tell everybody, the more support tickets that you submit, the better your sales funnel is going to convert when you get into the marketplace. These kind of, let me tell you something. You don't even realize the question that you just asked and the answer that Austin gave you. You may not understand it, but go in there, listen back to this call, and then get back in there and keep your head down and watch this. Keep reaching out to prospects, keep testing the verbiage, because that's just one thing. You're a very skilled writer. So I guarantee your verbiage isn't going to be that off. If it's off at all, And then we're going to retest it. You're going to keep doing outreach to 5, 10, 15, 30 coordinators every day, like you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you're going to start seeing, see, watch this. Sometimes in the industry and in the sales funnel, you get hot. And sometimes you go through a dead period. Most people cannot handle the ebbs and flows of managing the sales cycle. But this is in real time. This is what happens. Shit gets real and you start getting concerned. Oh, am I good enough? It was, and what I'm doing working good enough? It's a numbers game.
Okay.
So just do the things that Austin suggested, and then submit a support ticket. Let us take a look at it. Let us give you some feedback. And then guess what? You've just gotten stronger with managing your sales cycle.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was getting a little discouraged.
Remove the fear. That's fear. That's fear creeping in.
Right. Right.
That's fear visiting you at night, telling you you aren't good enough. This isn't working. This is you got to not listen to those voices. See, again, what did I just tell Anita? Right now, you have to attack those fears with the knowledge that Austin just gave you.
Right.
It's feeling see, sales is uncomfortable, Lisa. That's what you're feeling right now. And you've got to equip yourself with the proper resources to attack that anxiety of being afraid to manage a sales funnel. I had to deal with it. This is why people can't make money. Because they don't see, they just want to do the part that feels good, which is getting on stage and speaking. This managing the sales cycle is difficult. You have to break down every single stage. Thank God you have us to show you where you're having a breakdown.
Right.
Because Austin's telling you about the numbers because he analyzes this kind of shit all day long. Talk to him about it. Send it over to him. Let us tell you what you're doing wrong and then put it back into the marketplace. You know what? Lisa, managing the sales cycle is almost like you're a featherweight and the marketplace is a heavyweight. And it's like you feel like you're outweighed all the time.
Right, exactly. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Exactly. But
pardon
watch
my
this,
French.
but it's okay. I'd rather you say that and tell me how you feel than bullshit, right? Because you know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say to you whatever. I'm gonna give it to you exactly the way it's supposed to be said. Now, but watch this. Even if you're outmatched or outclassed, when a boxer gets hurt, they always say you got to watch out for a wounded fighter because they got a puncher's chance. All it takes is one good shot, and you can reverse the fight. I've seen fights go, especially back in the old school fights. I've seen fights, they don't fight 15 rounds anymore, but I've seen fights go 15 rounds.
Right.
The guy was getting his ass kicked, and the guy was getting his ass kicked. He ended up knocking the other guy out in the last round.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You got to show up every day to manage the functionality of your sales funnel.
Right.
And what you're learning to do is every time you get more knowledge, it gives you more confidence to go out there and keep fighting. Once you start making money, it's going to be even easier. Now, you still got some training wheels on right now, but that shit's about to come off. And you've got to keep doing the work and keep listening. Listen, you've done everything up to this point that we've ever asked you to do. All you got to do is just keep doing it. See, you're getting into the money zone now. And this is why we talk to you the way we do, because shit feels real uncomfortable when you don't understand why the funnel is not converting, why the prospect is not reaching back out to you. But Austin gave you some great tips. Follow that, submit it to support, and let us go from there.
Okay, absolutely. All right. Thank you both. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay. Rico McElroy, talk to me, brother. Rico, how are you today?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Good.
It's a Monday. Good. It's the final day of the first month of 2022.
Yes,
and
sir.
man, has it been one heck of a ride. Adversities are a mainstay. So you got to make sure that your attack mode is a mainstay as well. Talk to me, Rico.
Awesome. Well, hey, just so you know, It's Macadori.
Macadori. I apologize.
I
Macadori.
know. Hey, it's cool. It's perfect. I just want to let you know, yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it so much, all what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
I did have a couple of opportunities that came across my desk. Thought I'd bring them up to you.
Okay.
One is, and both of them are clients, by the way, I've worked with.
Okay.
One is a government contractor. He's in the aerodynamics and IT space.
Uh-huh.
So he went through my, I have an intensive, it was 8 sessions. Pretty much is my workbook version of my book.
Okay.
Right. And so he went through it, of course, definitely amazing testimonial. So he has an event coming up or that he'd like to do where he's going to actually have, let's see, a 1-day live event here in Alabama. But from that, I said the 1-day live event, he wants me to come to speak at that event, but then also it will be a mastermind.
Okay.
So my question on that is, so that's 2 separate events. So that would be $5,000 each, right?
Say that again, Rico.
No, I'm saying if I'm speaking for the same client, but it's for 2, one event is for a 1-day event, which is a government contractor event.
Okay.
So I'm speaking on, of course, my subject matter of identity and how it's helped him and how, can help them as well.
Gotcha.
Leadership. That's one event, but he has, following that is going to be a 3-day mastermind, in which I'll be teaching one of those days. So I'm just verifying. So if that be the case, which I got to go through my process to confirm with the deposits, but I'm just estimating that that's going to be $5,000 each. Is that correct?
Are you doing it's just a keynote, or is it a half-day or full-day program?
It's actually a keynote. I'm doing an hour.
Well, that sounds about right. You should be at 5,000 for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour, 7,500 for the half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours, and $10,000 USD for the full-day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. So plus any out-of-pocket expenses. Is it local or you got the fly?
Oh, it's local. That one's here. This was local.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing a multi-day program. Did you offer them a 5% discount if they pay in full on a multi-day program?
No. Actually, I'm actually calling them back with that. We had to set up a time for us to do the pre-needs or the process that we're talking about. So I hadn't set that up yet. I know them and they had asked me about that. Okay. Because I had serviced them before and still work with them to this day. Okay. And so I'm just letting you know it's not like a cold lead, but it's somebody I've kind of already served. And so they know the value in which I bring.
Okay, well, then you need to go into getting this thing wrapped up and presenting them with a speaker engagement agreement. Do the needs assessment with them first. Make sure you have everything that goes inside the speaker engagement agreement, and then go ahead and get some signatures on the agreement and have them send you a 50% deposit.
Gotcha.
If they can. Now, I know you said government contracting market. Typically, you don't get that. You get paid typically after services are rendered. But if you have a relationship, you might be able to expedite some things even faster. Remember, Rico, get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. And when people tell you that they're interested in hiring you to speak, number one, do you have a date for the event?
The date is April the 1st.
Okay. Do you have a venue, whether or not that's virtual or on site?
The venue is going to be at Top Golf.
Okay. All right. Top Golf is that's a great venue, by the way. They got food, they got all of that stuff there. Right. So, and so you have a date, you have a venue, and you got a budget. Now, what you have to do, and believe me when I tell you, all this talking, making people feel good shit does not fly in my world. I don't want to hear any talk. I want to hear if we have a date, if we have a venue and we have a budget, then This is how you find out whether or not the client's serious. Send them over the agreement. Send them the agreement with the multi-day. You're talking about two tour dates, $10,000 worth of business, 2 hours of your time. You should be getting a 50% non-refundable deposit. Send them the speaker engagement, Rico. And if you haven't sent it, what are you waiting for?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what I was waiting on. I ain't gonna give you no fluff because you read right through it. I really allowed myself to get stuck on this, on the info kit because, of course I had someone, but they kind of backed out on me. So now I'm going through Fiverr, going another way to have that situated. So my thing was, you know how it is when you try to get all the stuff together first and then you go. But if you got somebody like this, they're already ready. They got a relationship with you.
Yes.
You may not have that, at the moment. And so I just want to look like, well, I didn't have it together, but hey, they do know me. But that was what kind of hung up for me. Because like if they're ready to go, and I didn't want to say yeah, and then something will fall through the cracks. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, but if there's an existing relationship and you're working in a consulting capacity,
right?
And they again, if it's a new client, I'd be worried about social proof. But if it's an existing client, you could always be in transition with upgrading your sales tools, things of that nature. That should not stop you from booking this engagement. Now you can test the waters. If somebody comes out and says, first of all, they don't even know what a speaker info kit is.
Right. Right.
If you can put together something that, watch this. If you had to submit a proposal, you could attach a one sheet to it if you wanted to.
Okay.
Just in case another key decision maker needs to see something, or you could submit a partial speaker info kit.
Okay.
See, the reason why I'm telling you this is to start where you are.
Okay.
Just get the booking moving in a direction where you are presenting the speaker engagement agreement and getting it set up to close.
All right.
Because it sounds like they're ready. And here's how you know they're ready. Send over all the details in the speaker engagement agreement. Send them the booking information packet.
Okay.
And see how long it's going to take them to start the purchase order process, so you can go through the accounts receivable department, so you can get your 50% deposit. You still got a lot of unanswered questions. And the only way those questions are going to get answered is if you hit them with the call to action.
Okay.
This is what separates the people who are serious and the people who aren't. Meeting planners are full of shit, just like anybody else in the sales cycle process. Start asking them the questions, and you're going to find out how serious they are real fast.
Right. Right.
People lie in sales every single day, Rico, and you know that.
Yes.
Don't play games with these people, and do not make assumptions just because you have a great relationship with them. Give them what you have, submit a proposal, get the speaker engagement agreement over there. It's right there inside the speaker toolkit. If you don't know where it is, send a support ticket. We'll point you in the right direction and send you the link to the speaker engagement agreement. Change the verbiage in the speaker engagement agreement. Send it over to us before you send it to them, and we'll approve every single word.
All right. Appreciate that, sir. And one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now that I have that helps me with my second thing I'm telling you about.
Okay.
So another client who's in Canada, I didn't know. This just came up to me like not very, very recent. She's actually on the board, one of the board members of domestic violence.
Okay.
And so what she asked was, they actually have speeches, they have speakers, and she's going through my program as well. And I think she's on like week 3, going on week 4, halfway through. And definitely what had the change that's happened in her life, she actually shared with them on the board about, well, hey, she brought my name up to them about me training them through what she's going through. But here's the thing, KTR, it's not a matter of that organization itself coming up with the fee. What she actually was saying to me was there is an actual rep or someone of influence in the government, in the Canadian government,
Okay.
that would be willing to, the deal's right, they'll be the ones to sponsor the deal.
Okay.
For that particular opportunity. So with that, here's my question about that. Okay. You yes, we do like you did say, a 1 day, a keynote, 1 hour, a half day, whole day. What would it be in this case, since my program normally deals with 8 sessions, that's a multi-session. Do I have to send us a support ticket for that? What would that amount be like? If I know it's 10 for 8 day, how would I calculate a multi-day? That's my question.
Okay, how would you calculate a multi-day program?
Yes.
Okay.
If I know 8 hours is 10K, right? And this is going to be me doing this once a week. No, yes, it'll be virtual. So my question is like, what would that kind of like a rough kind of a figure for that be for multi-day type training?
Okay, so if this is going through the Canadian government, I've serviced them before on many levels. So 10K is probably going to be out the question for them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you're servicing a Canadian corporation, it's more in line, because remember, and get paid in the US dollars as well, not Canadian dollars. I bill in USD. Not Canadian dollars. So if you're okay, so now you're still going to give them the fee no matter what. This is a point of negotiation. That's a starting point to let them know what your fees are. When they come back and they're going to say they can't pay it, you're going to get the best deal possible and then go to the speaker negotiating menu. If you're losing any revenue, let's say if they can't do it for 10K for the full day program, they can only do 7,500, or they may be only able to do 5,000. A lot of times governments, the max they can spend for a full day program is 6K. It just all depends on what agency it is. Right. So when you're dealing with other countries, believe me, the budgets start falling dramatically. They're not as strong as the US. So that being said, if they can only pay 5K versus the 10K for the full day program, you're going to take that. If it's a multi-day program, and I always give a 5% discount if they pay it up front. Since I'm giving a discount, I want to get all my money up front. But we're working with a municipality. I don't care if it's international. I don't care if it's USD. You're working with a municipality, local, city, federal, state government. Sure. They typically pay after services are rendered. So you got to know this going in, and that's got to be one of the things you're okay with accepting. They also may have you sign their agreement and not sign your agreement. You got to be okay with that as well. Whatever it's going to take to get the deal closed, you got to be, this is why you got to ask questions. This is why you got to do the needs assessment. This is the reason why, excuse me, you got to have the conversation with them and get to the details as soon as possible. And the longer it takes you to get to the details, the longer it's going to take you to close the deal. Again, even with the deal on the corporate side, you don't have enough information to close it yet. You still got some questions to ask, just like you do with the people in Canada.
Okay, I got you. I see what it is. I got stuck at that point about, having the tools, which are important, but if the deal's already there or like brewing, don't get hung up on that. So I see what I got to do.
Exactly. And also submit a support ticket and let me help you walk you through the deal to help you close it. Again, Rico, when you submit the speaker engagement agreement and the booking information packet, you're going to understand who's serious and who's not.
Yes, sir.
And the longer it takes you to do that, the longer it's going to take you to get your answer. So if I were you, I'd be trying to send over the booking information packet, because right now it sounds like you have enough information to put inside the speaker engagement agreement to submit it to somebody who is a key decision maker to get them to say, okay, Rico, we can't pay $10,000 for a multi-day program. If they can pay it up front, I offer them a discount of 5%, whatever it's going to take, because more money up front is always better. And also, if they do a multi-day program, I do give them a discount. Let's say I do the first day. If you can't pay $10K, I'll do the first day at $7,500. I'll do the second day at $5,000. See what I just did?
Right. Yes, I do.
Okay, so give them a deal. Whatever it's going to take to be able to get the booking, you're going to do that. If you don't get your full fee, go to the speaker negotiating menu, get the content, get the testimonials, add all of that into your speaking engagement agreement and the rider of your agreement, so that you know up front you're getting the testimonials, you're getting the third-party validation, you're getting the referrals, you're getting the video, you're getting all the content, you're getting the pictures, you're getting all of it.
All right.
You're international now, Rico. Act like it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Send a support ticket. Let me know how I can help you get this deal closed.
We'll do right away.
You got
Appreciate
about 20. You got about 20 to 30K on the table right now. We need to reel in that revenue. I'd love to help you with it.
Yes, sir. I'm glad you're there. I'll
Okay,
be there.
boss. Talk to you real soon,
All right.
man.
All right, man.
Glad to see you back in good spirits too, man. Love you.
Thanks, man. Love you.
Uh-huh. Wayne, talk to me, brother. Wayne, you there? Can you hear me? Wayne, hello? Wayne must have stepped away to get a rib sandwich or something. Wayne, if you can hear me, I'm going to ask you again, are you there? Maybe he stepped away to get something to drink or take a restroom break. Okay, we're going to do a final call for questions. If anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to continue. Wayne, let me see if is Wayne muted? Ask to unmute. Okay. Wayne, are you there? Okay. For some reason, Wayne is not there and he is not unmuting. I unmuted him, but okay. Okay. Final call for questions on tonight's Q&A. If you do not have any questions, wait a minute. I see a person just put something in the Q&A chat box. Let me see. Okay, Lisa has a question she put in here. As far as Rico's question, let's say the client was in the US. I was not clear on your answer on what he should charge for a full day program or multiple days. So if it's 10K on one day, and he's going to do it for, say, example, 2 more weeks for a total of 3, do we start with telling them it will be 30K? Then if they can't pay, do the speaker negotiating menu like you said. Exactly. You always want to be, your fees are your fees. I need to be real clear about this so everybody understands. If you start low, you're going to get even lower than what you anticipated that you could earn from the beginning. So let me go through it so that you understand. Before your keynote range is in the 25 to 50K range like mine is, then what we recommend that you do is you start out having the proper pricing conversation. It always needs to happen like this without exception. This is the exact script that we have on our platform. Take notes, because when you say it like this, you reach the level of mastery of the sales cycle and controlling the conversation with the target buyer to let them know exactly where you stand. How do you substantiate and justify the value of a high fee speaker? It starts with the messaging and the sales tools, pre-selling of your professional speaking services, and making sure that you have all the social proof. Your sales tools and your messaging answers every question that the meeting planner has about you and your professional speaking services. And it also gives them every single reason why they need to hire you. That gives you leverage. When you do have leverage, example, they say, hey, Rico, Lisa, We love your signature program, blah, 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 based leadership. We have you in mind for the opening keynote at our upcoming conference. We loved your website. We looked at your sales tools. The committee members just decided we need 20 speakers. You are up for the opening keynote. What are your fees? Example, verbatim, without exception, this is what you should say. Ms. Johnson, my fee schedule is as follows: $5,000 USD for 1 hour or any portion of 1 hour. $7,500 for the half-day program, which is 2 to 4 hours. $10,000 USD for the full-day program, which is 4 to 8 hours. Those are my domestic fees, plus business class accommodations, hotel and airfare for 2. You should be requesting a $100 meal per diem each day they have you on site. Ground transportation, luxury town car, luxury SUV or limousine that picks you up to and from the home or tour city destination airport. And if you have to go speak overseas, all the fees double on all levels plus expenses. These fees apply, ladies and gentlemen, whether or not you're doing an on-site program or a virtual program. If you have to take less, refer back to the speaker negotiating menu so you can get the value that you just lost by reinvesting that back into their event. That is how you book yourself as a speaker. That is how you request the proper fees so you're not getting underpaid. If you do accept less and you decide, which is a personal call, whether or not you decide you want to take less, then you better get the value that you just lost by reinvesting it back into their organization. Think about the opportunity costs and think about what you should be doing to give a yes to taking that gig if you accept less. This is what we teach you how to do on this platform. And if you are not having that kind of pricing conversation with the target buyer, you are not getting paid the fees that you are capable of earning, and you do not know how to negotiate properly. And this is the reason why we talk to you in this particular regard. Now, okay, so that is how you have the proper pricing conversation. I believe we have Wayne back. Let's see if Wayne is. Wayne, are you there? Wayne? Okay, Wayne, we're having an audio issue with you. I see that you have removed the mute, but I still cannot hear you. Wayne, do me a favor, log off and log right back on. That's probably going to fix your audio issue. Lisa has another question. I'm going to take Lisa's question, and then I'm going to move forward. Let's see. Okay, Lisa, talk to me.
Okay, so thank you for answering the question I put in the Q&A. So I have that almost exact situation. So somebody that I sent, that I outreached to, I think it was a email that I sent. I can't remember if I had contacted them through LinkedIn or was an email follow-up because they hadn't responded in a week, but I can't remember. But at any rate,
okay,
she sent me, the woman is she is the manager for a property management company for a building that has tenants in it, commercial tenants. And she wanted to know if I offer anything she wants to offer something different for the tenants for Black History Month.
Okay.
Which is completely, totally different from, the leadership thing. So I did have a conversation with her. She booked a call. We did have a conversation. She was kind of, told me some of the things that she's thinking. So for that, since it's not the typical, programs I offer, would I still stay with that same speaking fees? Does that make sense, my question?
Yes, because it's not only it's in the corporate and association market, and at the end of the day, your fees are your fees.
Okay.
You have to present yourself with the fee. If you decide you want to take less, that's up to you. It all depends on what market that you're in. When you're trying to feel your way around in the beginning to find proper placement for your professional speaking deliverable, then it's important that you put your fee out there and get a feel for what they're willing to pay.
Got it. Okay.
See, let them tell you they can't pay it first, and then you say, okay, well, the top number for the full day program is 10,000. Is that something that's within your budget? And let them say, no, Lisa, actually, woo, that you can feel it. When they go into sticker shock, they're going to say, well, no, that's not in our budget.
There was a charge.
Okay, then watch this. Okay, give me first right of refusal. Then if you know they're interested in hiring you to speak, what I say to them is this. So what you're saying is you're interested in me being the keynote speaker for your upcoming conference. Is that correct? It's a yes or no.
Right. Well, there's
ask them closed-ended questions.
Right.
Am I your speaker of choice coming up? If they say yes, okay, now, since you're interested in moving forward, my number may not work for you. So what would your number look like for a budget? And then let me decide whether or not I could do it for that number. Talk to me. And then don't say anything. Let them say, well, Lisa, we were thinking more like for a full day program, our budget is $6,200. Okay. If I decide to do it for the $6,200, first of all, let me take a look at my calendar and see if I'm available. If I am, you're going to do all this while you're on the phone with them, while you have their attention before you let opportunities slip away.
Right.
And if they lower it, if you're available and you feel like you want to do it, again, speaker negotiated menu and start the same process all over again. You're not going to let $6,200 walk away while you're still in the process of building your speaker brand.
Right. Right. Yeah. This one I just wasn't clear because since she's the manager for the building. So for example, they have, I think, 6 tenants in the building. There's 3 law firms, there's 2 other professional companies. And so she's trying to offer something either in the conference room of the building or in the lobby of the building so that the people in those different companies can come down and get something different for Black History Month. So I talked to her about a bunch of different ideas I came up with. She asked me to follow up with her with an email, just like a brief outline, what I was thinking. And then I left it with her. I went on vacation for a week. I was going to call her tomorrow to follow up, but I just wasn't sure.
What's upcoming?
Since it's not your typical, it's not like they're having a conference or a set meeting or anything like that. They're just trying to provide something different for the people in the building who may be coming down at different times. So I wanted to make sure I was before we got to the ask, because she didn't ask me what I charged.
Okay, well, guess what? It's just what I told Rico. You have to be able to have that conversation with her so you can get to the yes or no as quickly as possible. And remember this too, Lisa. Remember
what was awesome about it, or
that
you guys
Lisa, I'm picking up a lot of background noise.
Oh, okay. I'll move.
Whatever I can say to give it.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No problem. So remember this. Remember that the reason why you would want to be hired for Black History Month is because you're a person of color. Sometimes it doesn't matter about being a leadership speaker. I remember doing so many tour dates in the month of February just because I was a person of color. It didn't have anything to do with me doing a Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. It didn't have anything to do with leadership. They just want a person of color to come in to speak. If you have budget and money, I have an open tour day. I'm your guy.
Okay.
Like, y'all are overthinking this stuff way too much. If you have what they need, and it just so happens that you're a person of color, they want to hire you for Black History Month, then do the date.
Okay.
But have the conversation. You can't, listen, you have to become comfortable in having the pricing conversation and having it as quickly as possible. So we can stop jerking around, because the idea of them wanting you to come in and speak sounds great, but we have to get to the logistics.
Right. Okay.
And the logistics is what determines whether or not you're going to get that booking. So you should go in and have a real conversation with her to say, Okay, well, I just wanted to have the conversation with you so I could get the ball rolling so you can understand what it takes to engage me to speak.
Right.
She could come back and say, oh, Lisa, we don't pay speakers. We've never done that before. Well, guess what? Then you're going to be without my services for Black History Month.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because I'm not coming to speak for free.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, the faster we have the conversation, Lisa, the faster you can get to the yes or no. I'm real big on that. See, all this going back and forth is cool. But we can't, listen, we don't live in fantasy land. And you don't want the meeting planner jerking around with your time because they will do it.
Right.
They'll keep courting you and doing all the foreplay you want. And after 2 weeks, you find out they don't have no budget. No, I need to talk to these people as quickly as possible. Let me get to the details. It's called qualifying questions, Lisa.
Right.
How do you know they're serious? Let me walk you through it again. Do you have a date? Do you have a budget? And do you have a venue? Exactly. There you go. You already know what it is. And if you don't have one of those, you're not serious.
Right.
Especially when it comes to the budget. Oh, Lisa, well, we didn't realize that we had to pay. Well, you're engaging a professional speaker. This is what I do professionally. You absolutely have to pay. Anything else?
Got it. I got it. Thank you. That clarifies it a lot.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
That's what we're here for. That's why we love you so much.
I love you too.
That's right. Because I want you to know. You're not going to see on this platform, you're not going to be flopping around in broke, begging, or desperation mode, not knowing what questions to ask, because that's what gets you jammed up every single time as a speaker. This is the type of shit that I used to do for the first 7 years of my career. Guessing, not knowing, not being equipped with the right resources, not knowing how to have the proper pricing conversation, all is going to get you tripped up in a major way in this industry. Not having the proper kind of messaging or sales tools, you talking too much, all of that shit is going to get you jammed up in this industry. Listen to me very carefully, everyone. You better learn to articulate your business the right way, or you are going to suffer, and it's going to hurt your pocket. See, when the meeting planner is more skilled in negotiating than you, and they beat you out of $1,000 because you don't know how to open up your mouth and properly ask for the right fees or negotiate things the right way to make it work in your favor. You do that over 10 or 20 engagements, you're talking about hemorrhaging revenue. What we're talking about on the speakerfocus.com platform is revenue generating activity. So if you're not submitting support tickets, shame on you. If you're not in those modules, especially module 5, that Auston teaches you exactly how to build the speaker growth engine, then shame on you. And I don't know what in the hell that you're doing with your time. Because all you got to do is ask on this platform, and we will break it down in finite detail like no other two in this industry. This is why we were built to serve you. If you're not asking us questions and submitting support tickets, then you're not making the best use of your time, are you? Especially for those of you who aren't getting the assignments done. Because not only will you get an answer, you're gonna get the blazing, I'm talking hellfire truth. Get off your ass and take action. The money is out there for you to earn. By the way, it's my last call for questions. We are wrapping up the last day of January 2022 with another powerful session. The money is out there for you to earn. Build your speaker business the right way, and it will reward you for a lifetime. I don't see any other hands up, so I'm going to wrap up this Monday's Q&A call. On behalf of the entire team at speakerfocus.com, I am CEO Kevin T. Robertson, proud to be delivering this information to you like only I know how. Stay focused, deal with your shit, and get the work done. And take your speaker dream to a whole nother level. No one's going to do it for you. Your family and friends are not going to help you, but we sure as hell will. at speakerfocus.com. I'll see you same time, same Zoom link next week. I love you. Talk to you soon.